We're going to look at how to back up your settings and assets in the Affinity apps, and also how to do a factory reset, which will return the app settings to their defaults. Although I am using Affinity Photo, you will find that the convention for exporting and importing is the same across all the apps. One straightforward example of this is brushes. On the brushes panel, I have a custom category here that I have created for my own workflow. To back this up, I can simply click on the menu options icon here and choose Export Brushes. I can then export my brushes collection to a location of my choice, whether that would be an external hard drive or a cloud storage folder. You can follow this approach for any type of resource that you want to export or back up. For example, I may want to export a series of macros that I've created. I can open the library panel, then click on the menu icon next to the category I want to export, and choose Export Macros. And once again, I'm going to put this in my chosen location. So we can follow this general principle for any resource. On the relevant panel, click on the menu options and you will find Import and Export options. Whether it is the Swatches panel, where you can export palettes, or perhaps the Assets panel, where you can store reusable layers and other assets. And again, with the top level category here, we can just click on the menu options icon and choose Export Assets. Like so. We also have keyboard shortcuts, and there is a slightly different approach to importing and exporting these. First, we want to find the Preferences menu. On Mac, that will be under the Title menu here, and on Windows, you need to look under the Edit menu. So we will go to Preferences, and then Keyboard Shortcuts. And here you have options to load or save your custom shortcuts. You can then re-import any resources that you have saved out using the appropriate import options. For example, import assets, import macros, import a palette, or import brushes. Now, if you wish to completely reset the app, especially to restore the user interface layout to its default option, you can use a simple keyboard modifier trick when launching the app. This works for both operating systems. Here on Mac, I can click the app icon on the dock, then hold down the Control key whilst the app begins to load, like so. Timing is key here. Don't hold Control whilst clicking on the icon, but start holding immediately after. You will be presented with a dialog where you can choose which settings to clear. If you simply want to reset everything, choose Select All, then click Clear. Please be warned that this will delete any custom resources you may have saved, such as brushes, macros, and swatches, and you will lose your interface layout if you have customized it. This works the same way on Windows. The only difference here is that you will be double-clicking if launching an app via the shortcut icon, so wait until just after you have double-clicked before holding Control. Again, we can select all options here, then click Clear. If you are launching an app from the Start menu, this will only require a single click. Then once again, hold Control immediately after clicking. For advanced users, there is a very quick way to immediately back up everything pertaining to your installation of the Affinity apps, and that is to make a copy of the application data folder. To do this on Mac, launch Finder, then hold down Option and click on the Go menu option. Holding Option reveals the library entry here, like so. So we will click this, then navigate to Application Support, and we will find the relevant app folder, for example, Affinity Photo. And here we have several files and folders. We can simply select all of them, copy them, then create a backup folder anywhere we wish. I'll create it in my resources backup folder here, But you may want to create yours on a cloud storage volume like iCloud or Dropbox, for example. Then we'll simply just paste the contents of the application support folder into our backup folder. So this is a really quick option if you are setting up the apps on a different machine, or if you just have a fresh install for another reason, and you want to quickly reinstall all of your custom resources, user interface layout, and other options. So assuming I have a fresh install of Affinity Photo here, I can open up another Finder window, navigate to Library, Application Support, Affinity Photo, and then just simply take my backup files here, copy them, and paste them into this folder, overwriting any existing files. With Windows, the process is slightly different. First, we want to launch a File Explorer window. Then in the address bar, type %app data, then another %, and use return on the keyboard. This takes you to the roaming app data directory, where you will find the Affinity app folders. Within each app folder, you will then have separate folders for the release and beta builds. For whichever version you are using, which will typically be the release build, you can just copy that folder, then once again create a separate backup folder in a location of your choice, and paste that folder into there. As before, when you are dealing with a fresh installation, whether that is on a different setup or whether you have just reset to the app defaults, you can just copy that backup folder back into the roaming app data folder and overwrite it to restore your custom settings. And that was a video covering how to backup, restore, and factory reset your Affinity apps. I hope you found it useful, and thank you for watching.